immediately started by fighting those red, smoky, ghosty things. And it seemed to be going okay for a little while, and then they actually started showing off their ability to sap the life out of us and the crew and heal themselves, which made them more of a bitch to handle. I think we lost a crew member. I don't know. I know someone brought him one that was downed back with some healing after they all got taken out. A couple of people basically spent a bunch of their healing on everyone in the crew. Uh, the captain showed up late to the party as always, racing with his usual crazy smile. And then we all kind of just, like, as far as I can remember, we all just kind of chilled for the rest of the night, stayed out of the crew's way. We were woken up by the feeling of not moving at all. And we went up above deck to find that the ship had been basically frozen. The ocean had frozen over. And so we were stuck. I think Landis used his exploding hammer to try and break some of the ice, while the crew was also trying to break the ice. We weren't making much progress, though. And then I think it was pretty dark, so we couldn't really see it very well, but we heard the cracking sound, and eventually a ship with like a big steel blade on the front of it was cutting through the ice and basically pulled up right next to us. And a guy in like snow white full plate armor jumped from his ship onto our ship's railing, and some words were exchanged. He apparently knew who some of us were, calling us out on being the Misfits. May or may not have gotten offended by being asked if he was a pirate. Then their ship basically started towing us through the ice, and the captain came out again, as usual, late to the party, and got all worried that we may have offended this extra elite soldier person. I know I missed a lot of stuff. Feel free to fill in, guys.
To be entirely honest, that is all I remember.
To be fair, you actually did quite a decent job of summing it up. Yes, it's at the beginning of the session you did fight those red mists, as they did prove to be more of a challenge than expected, even though they were kind of weak. Afterwards, you guys did your best to tend to the crew, as well as make sure that the ship is still doing alright in the storm, because it was still storming at that point. You sailed for about 2 more days with the storm still continuing with all of its might, and that's when you noticed the snow appearing. On the night of the second day, the ship came to a standstill, surrounded by just a layer of ice on the sea. You did your best to move the ship, but It's a little difficult. However, you still prevailed, and you were given the choice to either try and figure a way to get the ship moving again, walk across the ice to find land or something, or even to just wait. You guys did your various attempts for help, such as praying to your deities or sending a message to your orders through sending stones. But it came down to a waiting game. On the third night, it was just casually snowing as the spoken bladed ship approached yours with the plated white armor, not stepping onto your ship or jumping onto your ship, but walking on ice in midair.
Oh, that's right.
Hmm. And he was very blunt, very quick with his words, as well as short, just getting as much information from you as possible. After getting what he needed or what he wanted, he ordered his ship to tow yours, and yes, Captain Walla was terrified after learning that you had just spoken with an elite. An elite from the Kingdom of Nelor. Now, he gave you a bit of, should we say, heads up on how rumored the power of these warriors are, sort of the stories of their creation and the discipline within their order. It was enough to shake the insane captain in his boots. No. After that, you all went back to your cabins to have a nice long rest. In the morning, you still feel the cold chill. I believe, Lambus, you did help Lily and Tyron with your spell so that they are warm during the night.
Yep.
Alright, so on this day, you all wake up to the still unfamiliar chill of the sting of the cold air about you. A bit of the snow comes flying through the cabin windows, just emphasizing the point that you are no longer in a nice, warm, comfortable climate. Even the crew seems to be more nonchalant as they kind of shuffle about, not really able to perform at peak condition in these cold temperatures. A lot of them are just sitting about with a blanket around them trying to stay warm. Whereas the ship in front of you, it's very clear that all of those sailors are very, very adapted to this kind of climate with clothing fit for their journey, and thus they seem to be working as normal even through the bitter cold. The only difference, other than the lack of movement in your crew, is the fact that the plated, the elite, is sitting on the bow of your ship, with his great sword stabbed into the wood behind him. He has a very, very stern, straight posture, with his legs crossed, his hands in his lap, and just staring at everything happening on your crew. Captain Waller is at the helm, just staring back, but you can tell that it's not a sort of trying to figure out what the elite is thinking or what the elite is trying to do, but more so what's gonna happen next. It's a bit unnerving for most of the crew to see their crazed captain not taking his eyes off this figure sitting on the bow of the ship. With that, you are free to do what you'd like for this day. Oh, and hello, Yanni. Don't worry, I didn't forget you.
Hello. Apologies for the being late.
No worries, no worries. So, anything you guys would like to do?
Wondering if we should offer our guest a warm drink or something.
Alright, you're gonna do that, or you?
Well, I'd probably confer with either the captain or the rest of our crew other than going to him directly.
The captain seems a little out of character as he kind of nonchalantly kind of talks to you without actually like speaking to you. He doesn't dare break eye contact or break sight of this elite as he just kind of waves you off. It's like, hey, yeah, do what you think is right.
Just nod in, go and get like a cup of tea or something from the galley. Also be right back.
Go ahead, try and find a cold or a warm beverage somewhere. The only thing that the cook could really offer you was just warm water, as doesn't seem like there's much else to offer for a drink. There is a few kegs of ale, but that's been saved for another time. Unless you convince the cook otherwise.
No, I think that's reasonable. Yeah, just give me a minute. Just say Tyrants went to go pit.
Alright. As for the rest of you,
I will join him because I have some questions of my own.
alright. So both Tyron and Lambus get a steaming cup of hot water. You make your way to the bow of the ship. The elite's eye seems to be following your every step. As soon as you get to him, he doesn't say anything, but he just holds up a hand, sort of denying the offer of water. I guess we're gonna be waiting for Tyron, or after
he like disinterested in like the water, or is he like dismissing them as a I don't need it?
Purely just as in I don't need the water. Look, is one of your bees.
Is he on the bow of our ship?
Yes, so the bow is the front of the ship.
All right. I think Johnny would join the ones that are offering this warm water, but instead of like carrying some water to offer to the guy, wouldn't interact with them because we've seen what happened last time. So he'll just like sit in front of the elite warrior and just analyze the armor that they are wearing and the weaponry that they're sporting as a crafter would, inspecting like a piece of craftsmanship.
Okay. Why don't you make me a perception check?
Perception check. All right.
I mean, if you want, you can try and identify the armor if you want to spend enough
They
time.
will require touching the armor, and he doesn't want to touch the guy.
Alrighty then.
So yeah, you got yourself a perception check.
Alright. Fairly decent. Alright. The most striking thing you notice first of the armor is the craftsmanship. It is a perfect mix of perform or functionality as well as what's the word now? As well as aesthetically pleasing almost. There's a lot of unique small little details carved into the armor. Some kind of look like dragons breathing fire, others look like mountains with hurricane. And then on the chest plate is just a bunch of sort of figures in armor themselves, with one kind of separated from the group, holding a very large warhammer almost.
Do I happen to recognize the figure that is depicted on the armor itself?
I'm gonna ask you to make me a history check.
You got it, Chief. 25.
Oof. Wow, okay.
It's big brain time.
Yeah. Even though you've rolled very high, I'm going to say it was extremely difficult for you to sort of identify this figure. And only by looking at the rest of the armor, kind of looking at all the other small details that have been carved in with all the inlays, you start to see that his armor is telling a story almost. A story that has actually you've read about in one of your many books back at home of the 15 heroes of Nelor. The one that is separated from the rest, you can only identify as the previous king back when the heroes were alive. So, in a sense, you understand that his armor, let alone being functional, is telling a story of his order's past.
Do I know the name of this previous king?
Hmm. Let me roll. Let me roll.
By all means.
Nah. It's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't seem to just get it.
Mm-hmm. In that case, as Yanni's like neck kind of twists and cracks and pops as his mask like turns and twists around the armor itself, still keeping a little bit of a distance away from the warrior. He will just mutter more to himself rather than address directly. "Hmm, very interesting piece of craftsmanship. Definitely didn't expect something so practical to have such a elaborate ceremonial design. I'm assuming this was depicting your previous king, if my history serves me correctly."
The elite just, I'll say, as you were doing your whole thing, twisting your head and checking out his army, his eyes were constantly locked on yours. And being this close, you can see his sort of navy blue eyes staring at you, but he doesn't say anything for a moment and kind of gauges you before answering your question. Yes, it is relating to my order's history.
Did you serve him as a personal guard or something? Is that the reason why you are adorning his story as you walk forward on your duty?
My, hmm. Yes, my order was his personal guard, but he never needed us.
Mm. If memory serves me correctly, he was quite a warrior indeed, and his story is quite beautifully displayed in your equipment. Did you know him personally? Not asking about your order, but you yourself.
He died 500 years ago.
That he just like ponders a little bit, just like stops himself, and just clears his throat. Well, in all honesty, 500 years doesn't really feel that long ago for people of my own kind, so this is why I, well, even dare to put a question like that.
Hmm. No offense was taken from your question.
Well, I noticed that you refused the, uh, well, warm drink of my companions. I'm assuming you need not any sort of respite, considering both your armor and your, well, origin. But I have a feeling that everyone, no matter their station, no matter their power, no matter their, well, authority or skill, is immune to the effects of boredom. Am I correct?
You are very mistaken. I am not bored. I am just observant.
Hmm. In that case, don't let me take you away from your observation. I I've been told that both me and my family can be a little bit distracting at times.
If you want, you can roll me an insight check.
Sure. Kind of suck at those though. Yup.
All right. Well, yeah,
Absolutely clueless.
yeah. Unfortunately, his helmet is just blocking too much, so you can't actually see any facial expressions. All you can really see is the cold stare of his eyes. If anything, you can tell that he doesn't really care what you look like. So he isn't really bothered by your appearance.
That's a nice change of pace.
That being said, it's more of the how many ways can I kill you kind of stare.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, considering the very bad insight roll, and well, Yanni's own personality as a whole, he would straighten himself and like pull back away from investigating the armor itself, choosing not to bother the warrior any further. But as he's departing, if your observation happens to cease for a moment, and if you might be interesting, I've heard and seen our captain be very terrified of your capabilities, and remembering the books that I've read, your order is quite terrifying, but curiosity has me at times, so I'd definitely love to cross swords with such a terrifying individual.
prove yourself worthy and I may consider crossing swords with you.
I'll keep that in mind. I only hope that some people in Loris might be a little bit more talkative and, you know, actually guiding me towards how to prove myself.
And that was a little difficult for me to understand there.
Yeah, it's just like implying that he's hoping that the people of Loris would be more talkative than, this guy, so that he'd find out what it would mean to prove oneself.
Ah.
It's an
Well,
offhand jab at the guy.
He doesn't say anything there. He just stares at you, knowing full well the sort of attempt at getting him to pull his blade out of the bow, but he's not moving an inch.
Yep, understandable. And he will take his leave before he gets smacked.
Once you leave, his gaze moves over to you, Tyron, and you, Lambus. I expect you have questions for me too.
My question was more directed at how much one could be antagonized. I just looked towards Yanni.
He can try all he likes. But if it does get to the point where I pull my blade out, he will sorely regret it.
I suspect most would. I don't
Yes.
imagine your order takes the lesser kind, lesser powerful people.
You are mistaken. We take children, be lesser and bring them up. However, there has been the rare occasion a person has proven themselves worthy. But you are somewhat correct. Hello?
Yep. Tyrant just doesn't really have anything to say.
Sensing your how should I word this? Sensing your contempt for being silent, or silent, his gaze turns to you, Lambus, as he kind of silently questions you what you would like to ask.
Just one question. How did you find us?
Hmm. That is a secret I cannot reveal. But if that is not a decent enough answer, we can just say that you were very lucky and fortunate my ship came across yours. Now, if that is all, I'd prefer to be left alone to observe and see.
Tyrant will nod and just walk off, find some work to do. Anything else?
Yeah, Lamis will walk away as well. Find a secluded enough spot and pull the sending stone. Not sure if it was your help or not, but one of the ships found us and we're currently being helped through the ice.
About 13 minutes later, you hear a response. As far as we know, we haven't sent a ship to find you. In fact, the ship that was supposed to do that seems your communicator forgot about the word limit. No, I'm not sure that is max, but
What was the last part of the sentence?
um, so I'm not sure that our ship did. We didn't send a ship just yet. In fact, they were leaving today. Okay, no, he could have sent the whole message. So your communicator just basically said the ship that they were going to send hasn't left port yet.
Okay.
Alrighty. With that, as you leave the elite to observe in silence, the days carry on. Your ship sails, well, your ship gets pulled forward as the elite doesn't budge an inch from his spot. Comes night, he still sits there staring at everyone. Most of the crew is unnerved by him now, as a lot of them don't even attempt to look in his direction. Those who do take short, quick glances. As for the captain, at some point during the day, he couldn't keep his gaze upon the elite as Nokia kind of shook him a bit. Didn't really help, so she gave him a nice smack, which did bring him kind of back to reality. Didn't help much, as he immediately went straight to his cabin, saying that he will be doing important business. However, we all know that he's just being a scared piece of shit right now. That being said, over the next 2 days, nothing out of the ordinary really happened. All that you can tell is that it's getting a lot more colder. The snow, it's very unpredictable, as most of the day you would have snow, the crew would have to sort of clean it off the deck, whereas on some days, or some parts of the days, it wouldn't snow at all. But throughout the entire thing, the elite has not moved an inch from his spot. On the second day of your ship's being towed, you all are called in by the captain. You're called into his cabin as Hera and Nokia stand behind him. He seems to have regained quite a bit of his composure, as he has Hera's map laid out before you. And it's just, alrighty. Well, thanks to our friends towing us, we've actually made great distance. And from what Hera has told me, we're about 2 days away from the shores of, let me get, Greymouth. So, yay, we're almost done with this voyage. Nokia kind of claps behind him.
Well, that is good. And with a one-man army on our board, we can take it easy in terms of anything that might try to kill us on the way. So I guess we enjoy the rest of our short trip together.
Oh, yes. I've discussed it with Hero and Nokia here, and we think that on the last night of sailing, that maybe we should all celebrate. I'm sure that's not out of your guys' comfort zone.
Seems like a wondrous prospect. So what do you intend to do once we safely reach Niloris? I believe that since we have this guard with us, we are accounted for once we make landfall, so where would you go?
Nokia steps forward and just, well, at first we need to resupply, and we're not sure really, because we weren't sure if we should wait for you after you've done your business, or if we should go ahead back to Dareen. Either way, we'll be staying in the port for about 3 weeks. Gives hopefully the sailors enough time to recuperate and enjoy land. But at the same time, we can't be too far away from, well, be away from Doreen for too long. So we've discussed it, and we should be able to stay at the port for about 3 weeks.
Well, unless we are, well, sequestered away in the palace or something by the authorities in the hope of keeping an eye on us or whatever, then can we count on your hospitality to call this little ship here our base of operation in August?
Sure, I guess, but why would you want a ship as a base of operation? I mean, don't you have that already? Or something like that?
I'm afraid not. And personally, I would love to have a base of operation that can move in case things go south.
Well, bear in mind, we are still the royal flagship of Doreen.
Oh, of course. And we are, well, not necessarily sworn, but still willing to do whatever it takes in order to provide for the royal court of Doreen. So you catch my drift.
Fair enough. I do have a question for you. He points to Tyron and Lily. What will you two be doing once we make landfall?
Don't know. I'll probably stick with my best friend. He's over there, and she points to I think it's Limbus. Yeah, it's been a while. She points to Gaz's character.
Tyron.
Ah. I could swear your name was not Tyron last time.
It was.
It's Tyron. I've been saying that quite a few times throughout the session.
My mental capacity tonight is equal to Lily's, I think. My brain is like completely dead. So
fantastic.
yeah. She just plays it off like, oh, yeah. Your name? What? She
Just
looks
kind of
very
like trying to
confused.
push past that. Just Tyron says, I'd assume we'd first have to comply with whatever the local authority has for us. But after that, I think the first order of business would probably to get some kind of a job.
A job? Yeah, I can do that stuff.
I'm glad.
What do you have to do for a job? I can go around and punch people if that's a job.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Are you gonna
Nah,
come
but-
punch people with me?
Sure.
She looks very excited.
You know, I'm sure if the Misfits don't mind, I'm sure you could tag along with them and help them with their quest. If you do, you'll be in the King and Queen of Doreen's favor.
Be in their favor. Are they important?
Yeah. A little bit important.
She nods and
Well,
thinks.
if they're happy to take us, then sure, but, well... I'm not sure we've really shown our worth.
Captain Weller kind of just looks at the Misfits, almost with the kind of looks like, well,
Oh, well, some did prove their worth on the short time that we did spend together, but we would require the blessing of the almighty and all-powerful and all-knowing Kola before we can even hope to make such an important decision.
Cobra? What?
Cola.
Oh, Cola.
I don't think he's playing this session.
Oh,
He
okay.
was a bit under the weather. Yeah.
Well, sure. Just not make things difficult. We'll take them.
Oh,
You said you're working with the King and Queen of Doreen.
Yes, with emphasis on working with and not for. But yes.
Do you not think they'd object?
They left us with quite a bit of leeway in terms of our freedom to tackle this matter ourselves. And, well, this is a strange land in a strange country with potential strange enemies ahead of us. So, we can just call you subcontractors for now. How does that sound?
Well, as long as it doesn't end with our heads on spikes, because you made a bad decision, that sounds perfectly fine by me, at least. Lily?
Oh, no, by no means. It wouldn't be ending on spikes. It would probably be, on a metal contraption attached to a wooden body, and potentially joining the family. Worst case scenario, of course.
If I am going to join you, if I die, neither of you two, and I point towards Yanni and Yuna, just neither of you two will have any say over what happens to my body.
Fine. Fine. Alright. Not everyone seems to be so progressive. But what about you, little cat person? I've always been interested in taxidermy.
Me.
Th-
I'm not a
say
cat
no.
person. I'm a tiger person.
Of course, feline.
There's a
I
very big
apologize.
difference, you know.
Of course. Regardless, the main point. If you are to unfortunately perish while you are completely, in our employ for the time being in the land of Neroris, would you mind if your body is used to add another member to our family?
She looks towards Tyron.
Shakes his head.
She shakes her head. My best friend over there, whose name I definitely knew all this time, says no. So I'm gonna say no. That
I advised no.
he advised no. So yes. Well, no, but yes to his advising no.
I'll take that into consideration, dear. Please don't speak. Yes, subcontractors sounds very, very good. Even if the reluctance to leave your bodies in my care in the eventuality of your death does leave me rather perturbed. But Alas, these are the trials and tribulations of a craftsman.
Of course. Well, any other matters to speak about?
Well, I'm sure the Misfits will update you on what their mission is actually about. Oh, yes, there is actually one more matter. Yanni Yuna, what are you
Yes?
going to do about those griffins in the lower deck?
Oh, they are the darling pets of my adorable extended family.
Even though they're lifeless right now.
Well, that's a bit of a rude assessment, but yes, even though they are dead.
So that doesn't really answer the question, what are you going to do with them? Because I'm assuming once we reach landfall, your 3 daughters, 4 daughters, including the bigger one, are going to travel with you.
That is indeed correct.
So
And
then,
those majestic beasts will travel with us as well. It would be a shame to rob the world of their wonderful creations of progressive um, mm, kinship? Just like muddles the words.
right, you're going to need a large cart then, maybe even 2. That that does bring me kind of slight peace of mind for the crew. Most of them haven't been down there ever since the griffins were worked on.
Ah, right, right.
Well, that is all the matters that I wanted to discuss. Please enjoy the rest of your days on this ship. I hope they are uneventful. Just relax.
Here.
Before we leave to our matters, just throwing this question out there in case anyone might have any sort of inkling as to what proving oneself might be for an elite one-man army guard of Neloris.
Yeah? What's
What does that mean? Like, he told me that I would need to prove myself, but that tells me very, very little. So I was hoping that somebody might clue me in because that guy clearly won't.
You'd need to show that you're worth fighting?
But like what? Killing an army?
I don't know, maybe killing a large beast?
Hmm.
Why are you so adamant about challenging this elite?
It's like with the clearest and like unperturbed tone of voice. Because I hate him.
Ah.
Okay, let me ask you this. What will you do when you challenge him and he absolutely destroys you?
Well, depends on what destroy implies, but regardless of the degree of destruction that thing can bring, I would probably return. And then get destroyed again, and return, and then get destroyed again, and then return, and until eventually, he implied that he doesn't live longer than 500 years, so I'll probably get a default win.
If you want to spend however many years that would be doing that, that's
Oh, I'm a very petty person.
We have plenty of time.
And plenty of
you
materials.
also have a mission.
That can take second place.
Right.
Right. Well, if there's nothing else, please enjoy the rest of your stay. Gives you a nice smile. Alright. Is there anything you guys would like to do before we get to the juicy bit?
Yeah, probably just actually talk about joining the Misfits, what the mission would be involved is, all the relevant information.
That's a very good point. I'll count on you, Helgen, to fill in any sort of blanks because it's been a hot minute. But basically, our mission and reason for coming to Neloris was to find a cure for
Quickly, are you speaking in character?
the. For the purpose of expediency, we can just discuss this outside of character,
Okay, cool.
as it would make things a lot easier.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No worries, no worries. We're currently tasked with reaching Neloris and finding a cure for the condition of the royal family of the Ream, which are currently slowly turning into stone because of a hag's curse, or we presume that it was a hag. I don't think we ever got actual confirmation on the fact that it was or wasn't a hag coven that cursed the royal family, but we know that they are slowly turning into stone, and we were sent to the kingdom of Neloris to find a solution to this.
Ah,
Yes, because the Kingdom of Doreen doesn't really have the sort of strength in magic as other kingdoms do, and they know that Neloris has a full-on school for magic.
Magic Academy, yeah.
So that is where they want you to go. And yes, you are right. It wasn't confirmed if it's hags or not. All you know is that they were basically enchanted by 3 gorgeous women.
I think the most we got was that they were related to the Fae. I do kind of have a vague memory of that.
Yes,
It wasn't fully confirmed that it was hags, but it was Fae-ish.
yes, you did try to identify the curse, and you did get a hint of Fey magic.
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
And this is an official mission, ergo why the ship that we're currently in is the one of the royal family. So it's a thing between the kingdoms. It's not a covert mission or something.
No, sorry, I'm just just looking at this with the bird's eye view. A level 5 party is sent by the monarchs of a kingdom to find a cure for them. A life-threatening disease.
Yes, purely because all the mages and wizards that they tried to get to lift the curse couldn't do anything about it. And so when it came down to it, they were told that they need to find out more about the curse, but no wizard was willing to spend their precious time on that because majority of them weren't loyal to Doreen. So when it came down to it, their last hope was adventurers.
Shit, I mean, seems like a dying kingdom then.
It kind of is. It's situated in the middle of a desert, or on the edge of a desert.
That's amazing.
Yeah, not very a nice place.
Are we gonna also fill them in on the whole guardian of that pyramid who set us on an overall save the world mission?
Ah,
That's something that we can brush off for now.
yep.
Mm.
All right. With that, On this second last day, the sun is about past noon. It's on its way down. The crew, there's a nice vibrant energy about them, as the captain did come out and announce to the crew that they were almost at their destination, which gave them a nice morale boost. The weather right now is very clear. Snow, thankfully, the snow has stopped, and the clouds have given way for the sun to give a nice warm, gentle warmth amongst the cold. However, as much as we like good things, you get a... Actually, I forgot about this, but Yanni, your doll, after
Which one?
the security one,
Oh, okay.
your doll at first just begins to shake a bit before you can hear like very soft, quiet mumbles and murmurs. And before long, it's on a full on scream, shouting at the top of its lung, alerting the entire crew that something is coming.
Well, who do I like to turn down a good show? Let's see this one-man army deal with whatever is coming up. And yeah, he's like rushing to the deck of the ship.
Alright. If you all would like, you can set yourselves up before I continue. And you can let me know what you're going to do before we get into initiative.
Grab popcorn if there's any handy.
I find it so funny you think this master, this godly figure is going to fight.
Oh boy.
I'll use Vigilant Blessing on myself and give myself advantage on initiative rolls.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna say that my Sir Louis Leopold Chonkefeld III is up in the crow's nest, so he doesn't get bonked by people.
Damn, he got up there fast.
Yeah, he is a speedy fuck. He's secretly a monk, like Lily. You know?
Have you seen
Yeah.
cats climb?
They're just like they don't like climb like people, like people rock climb. They
I've
kind of
seen
just like
cats scale
bound.
a tree in like 2
It's kind of
seconds.
yeah, like they kind of like run up the tree.
Alright. Well, with your doll alerting the entire crew, all of them get into a very panicked state as they start grabbing weapons, looking overboard, seeing if they can't find anything.
Yeah, I'm looking to the right side of the ship, see if I can see anything.
You, Lambus. Oh,
Is it
sorry.
daytime or yeah, it's Lambus.
Roll me a perception check with advantage. Lambus, you do your best. You peer overboard, you look into the water. At first, you don't see anything that would give way, but pretty soon you start seeing a dark, shadowy figure coming closer to the water surface, right where you are. Another thing you will notice is the elite on the front of the ship still hasn't moved at all, but he does seem more attentive on what is bound to happen.
I just yell to the right.
And with that, you see two fairly large tentacles kind of latch on to the railings of the ship as this large, huge beast just rapidly pulls itself up and kind of smacks down onto the deck of the ship. I'm gonna need you all to make me initiatives.
Not funny. For 18.
Alrighty, do.
Oh, I got the same roll as last time.
Lol. But you know what? For gentleman's sake, I will roll initiative for the elite.
Yeah, the thing next to me is the tentacle or the creature.
The full-on creature, it kind of like hurled itself into the air and landed onto the ship.
That's fantastic.
I was
Why does it say my initiative is 10 instead of 20?
no, don't worry, it's the old initiative. I don't know why it
Oh,
does
okay.
that. It's very weird. Alrighty. Tyron, what was your initiative?
He got it. Where is it? 18.
I'm just rolling for you, Kate, because you didn't click on your avatar when you rolled. No worries. Fixed.
It's like
18.
one lower. There we go.
Oh, everyone's rolling high.
Yes, even the crew. Wow.
But the monster rolled low, right?
Ha ha.
Ah, I didn't even click on the monster when I rolled. Well, let me do that again real quick. Yeah, 13. Alrighty, let me... I'm going to say for the beginning of this combat, the crew is not ready to fight. Also to give me time to set up a few other things. So we'll move on to you, Yuna.
Oh, great. All right. Well, he's within range, so I don't even have to move. She's gonna pull up her short bow and shoot at the freak.
Alrighty. I do apologize. I am just setting up the music here. Eh, it will do for now. Alrighty. So what did you roll to hit? 25. Ooh, that hits.
Alrighty.
Lambus, what did you roll? Did you roll a 10?
I rolled a 20.
Okay, then let me fix that real quick.
Forgot to choose my token when I rolled.
No worries. Lily, what's your dexterity compared to
Mm,
Lambus?
Probably higher than me.
Dex is 20.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm 14.
Alrighty then, Lily would be first. Alright, 15 points of damage. Very nice. You go ahead, pull back your bow as you fire into this huge, malformed kraken. It doesn't seem to be bothered by much, but it does squeal? Yeah, squeal as the arrow lodges into one of its tentacles. Anything else you would like to do?
No. We're just gonna chill here between these two cannons and see what happens.
Alrighty. Moving on, we move to Lily. What would you like to do?
I think she'll just go punch this evil looking thing. Yeah. That seems about alright.
Go ahead. Roll me some hits.
Let's see. Actions, attacks per action 2. Let's do 2. And yes, it has been renamed. Great name.
Perfect. The 22 does hit, but the 14 doesn't.
Okay. And let's maybe do a yes. Let's use we'll get to make another 2.
Go ahead. Real quick.
It's flurry of blows, but yes. Okay, 11 will not hit. But I think I don't know if the 16 will either, but if it does, then
The 16 does not hit, unfortunately.
okay. So then it will just be 13 bludgeoning.
Alright, you go ahead. You try your best because right now it's difficult to get to the main body of this beast. So you just go for the tentacles, but unfortunately they're moving around too fast, and when you do land a hit, it feels squishy and slimy, and it doesn't really feel like you're doing much. But you did what you can. Is there anything else you would like?
Key point. That'll be all. Yeah. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alrighty. We go on to Lambus. What would you like to do?
I use my bonus action to release a draconic cry. So all of my allies will have advantage on attacks against the giant squid creature until the start of my next turn.
So basically you.
Well,
No, I
Alright.
think it's against the enemy that heard me. So the enemy
Alrighty.
has to be within 10 feet of me.
Alrighty.
And then I cast Moonbeam, 3rd level.
Dexterity, right?
It's con save, but it's on his turn.
On his turn. Okay. You go ahead. Give a loud conic roar as the Kraken
Yes,
seems
begin.
to be drawn towards you before bringing down your holy light upon this fell beast. Where would you like this thing placed? Like right in the middle of it?
Yeah, right in the middle.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll roll when I need to roll. Just I thought it will actually send the details of the spell.
Alrighty. Nothing else you would like to do?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's my turn.
Cool. Tyron, what would you like to do?
I will. I use a bonus action to erupt my great sword into flames. Run up. Yeah, I'll run up here, and what this count as flanking?
You have advantage anyway.
Yeah.
Will I? Oh, sick. Uh, yeah, and I'll just attack. Does a 25 hit?
Do you really need to ask?
Oh,
Maybe
just
it
in
has
case.
shield.
That is 15 thing slashing damage, and let's find and 4 fire.
15 slashing and 4 fire.
Yes,
Alrighty.
and another attack because I nearly forgot I had extra attack. Oh fuck.
What's wrong?
No, kind of forgot which rolls are which, but okay. Yep, 23 to hit, and then another 13 slashing, and another 5 fire.
Okay, so decent damage all around. You charge towards this beast with your sword of flames. You cut into tentacles, not really chopping any of them off. As your blade slices through, the flames kind of cauterize the wounds as the beast howls in pain. Nicely done. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
Alrighty. Then just checking, Cola, are you with us or no? Okay then. Moving on, Yanni, what would you like to do?
Yep, he is going to like reach out with his like right hand to Victoria's shoulder and just like nudge her to his front and just tell her the word tripod, and she's going to like take a knee in front of Yanni, and her head is going to like crack upwards, and the mouth will like split, kind of like a spring trap that you would like use for like a bear, right? And Yanni will reach inside his bag of holding and pull out this long ass barrel, which he never used before, but he will place the musket that he had in his bag of holding on top of the tripod in front of him and take a shot at this thing.
Okay.
Boom!
I'll leave you to describe what happens here.
So the thing is just like another puppet, this time like smaller, but one of its arms is like this long ass barrel, and as this weird weapon is like placed and Victoria's like open mouth to like support it, the puppet with its like weapon arm just looks at the creature and shoots at one of its eyes, like, and the bullet enters like one side and pierces out the other, just piercing cleanly through.
Nicely done. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Wonderful display. Now, go help the tin can and the cat. I don't want them to die yet. And I'll just use my bonus action with that to order the Steel Defender to dash all the way between our monk and Paladin. And that's it.
Okay. How much damage was that again? 16 piercing, right?
I
And
think so.
I think it's 28 because we had both of them. It's a crit.
Oh yeah, you add them together.
okay. All right, nice, nicely done. Let me just quickly do the math here. Okay, with the first round of attacks from you guys into this beast, it's pissed right now. And with it being pissed, you start to notice that the clear sky is suddenly sort of drowned with cloud, very dark, unwelcoming cloud, as the creature roars to the sky. Suddenly, 3 lightning strikes hit the boat, more specifically around it. I'm going to need Lily, Tyron, and Lambus, as well as Victoria, to all make me dexterity saving throws.
And I need a con save from the moonbeam.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I will give you that con.
1.
That.
17,
What's your DC for the con?
15.
All right, well it failed.
I'll roll the damage.
Absolutely soaked that fucking.
A whopping 9 radiant.
The damage is damage. It's better than
Yeah.
before. All right. My apologies. Alrighty. So how should I do this? Should I roll a dice for each strike, or should I roll 1 dice for all of them?
It's usually one for all.
Alrighty. So Lily and Tyron, unfortunately you did not make the saving throw, and you take 28 points of lightning damage. As for you, Lambus, you take half of that, so 14.
Yep.
Alrighty. With that, we move on.
How much was it? 28?
28.
Yeah.
Well, good night, sweet princess.
Is Lily gone?
No.
No.
Victoria is knocked out.
Okay, thank goodness. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, after the Kraken For those who are observant enough, you hear this sort of gripping and cracking of wood sort of on the side of the hull as a much smaller, a very small version of this kraken climbs up onto the railing. It looks around, sees how everything is going, and let's see. Let me do a quick measurement here. Ooh, that is very nice. Yes. This much smaller kraken looking beast will, and I don't know if you guys can actually see that. Or,
One up top.
yeah, no, I was trying to get the spell out for you guys so you could see it, but it didn't want to show. No. Oh wait, I think I know why. Okay, you guys still can't see it. Well, it casts black tentacles. So in a 20-foot square on the ground, you can see within range, or it can see within range, for the duration, these tentacles turn the ground into difficult terrain. When a creature enters the effect, it starts on the start of its turn, it must make a dexterity saving throw. So let me quickly draw the square. Pretty sure that's 20. Yep, 20-foot square. So everything around that kraken is considered as difficult terrain.
I think that would include itself.
Yes, as a whole bunch of tentacles just sort of spring out from the wood, kind of gripping and grabbing onto anything that it can. And let's see, this thing will test. Okay, only that's not enough. We'll move up. Alrighty. We move on to the crew, now being aware of all, or now being aware of the monstrosities that have entered or come aboard of their ship. They're all gonna try and desperately help you guys.
So the small guy casts the black tentacles.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe they will stop the spell before we take damage.
Maybe. Who knows? It is concentration. No,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
it's not. It's actually just one action.
It's an action
It
to
is
cast.
concentration.
Yeah. According to this thing, casting time 1 minute. Duration. Oh no, it is. No, it doesn't say anything with concentration for it.
I don't think I used
The
roll 20.
duration?
Oh no, it is roll 20. I can.
Yeah, I think it doesn't show concentration for any spell.
Oh, that's weird.
Just need to make sure because it usually does that from other games.
Oh no, it is concentration. Right. Alrighty. Okay, let me quickly roll for all of these oaks. Oh, that's not good for them. That's not good at all. Kiana. So out of all these sailors that were able to get within range of attacking any of the beasts, only one sailor seems to actually get a decent hit onto the small kraken. But even then, it doesn't seem phased by the strike the sailor has done. It kind of just looks towards the sailor, opening its mouth and screaming towards him. Alrighty. With that, we move on to you. You know, what would you like to do?
Tried and true. Shooty shoot.
The small one or the big one?
The big one.
Alright, 25 hits. Okay, decent amount. Very decent. Anything else you would like to do?
Yes. Just gonna move just a little bit, and that'll be it.
Alrighty. With that, we move on to you, Lily, at the... Gonna need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. My rolls are terrible today.
Ooh, you just save.
Oh, thank goodness.
Just save.
Okay. She's just gonna do some more punching and hopefully hit more this time.
You still have advantage.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that is true.
Okay, let me roll the next one. Oy.
Alright, the 27 hits, but the 14 doesn't.
Okay, let me do some. Also do a flurry of blows and do another 2. Oh, nice.
Ooh, very nice.
And it's at advantage. So let me add that up. 10, 23, 35 points of bludgeoning.
Ooh.
Nice. But from what you said last time, I get the feeling it's resistant to bludgeoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's resistant to a lot of melee-based attacks.
Wait, actually, no, it doesn't count as magic yet. Fuck.
No, it doesn't.
It's higher level.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
Anything else you would like to do?
I think that's it.
Cool.
Actually, she might take an. No, she's fine though. Actually, no, she's not. I don't think she'll risk the attack of opportunity. There's many other targets that I could go for.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright. Lambus, dexterity, please.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, 15 doesn't save. Alrighty. So let me have a quick look here. It is
I believe I'm restrained and I take damage.
yes, you do. I just need a roll now. You take 9 points of damage and you are restrained as these tentacles pretty much grapple onto your legs and wrap around. Some of them are applying enough pressure to actually kind of crush the muscle and bone. Yeah, it's your turn. I don't what are you gonna do?
I cast. What is it called? Spiritual weapon. And I summon it. Where do I summon it?
You summoning it behind the small little one?
Yeah, I'll summon it behind the small one.
Alrighty.
And I'll swing.
Go ahead, roll.
I don't believe it gives me advantage.
Yeah, it kind of is. Your
I
weapon
don't know.
is
I don't know if it gets so the person won't get flanking from the weapon, but I get flanking from the person.
Mm.
I'm talking about flanking here.
yeah,
I mean, there are people on all sides of this thing.
no,
It
the
seems
the
ridiculous.
small
Small
one.
one.
Oh,
It is. I'm going to say this now because it does make sense that you would get advantage. It is still preoccupied with someone in front of it, so to me it counts as flanking
Okay, then I'll roll to hit.
with advantage.
25 to hit
Mm,
for 9 force damage.
I'm just having a look at something. Okay, then. Alrighty. Yeah, your magic spell doesn't count as a actual spell for damage. No, wait.
What do you mean?
So this little thing has a special reaction known as spell reflection. If the
I'm not
creature,
casting a spell on it. I'm just using like
yeah, that's
seeing
what
to
I
attack
was.
it. Yeah.
That's what I was hoping
a
for.
spell melee attack.
Yeah.
See?
All right. So 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's a melee spell attack. It's force damage.
Force damage. All right. Very nice. Anything else you would like to do?
Am I still grappled?
Yeah. Wait. I'm pretty sure somewhere in the saving throw.
It's a constitution, like DC 10. Because
Yes.
I didn't roll high enough. Well, couldn't.
Well, it sounds like you understand the spell more than I do.
It's not the spell, it's just like concentration rules in general.
Oh yes. Hold on. I'm sorry to say, but the spell is still up.
No man. As an action, I will.
Try and free yourself.
I guess. No, I can. I can. Yeah, sure. I'll try to free myself. What would it be?
Either strength or dexterity
Strength.
check.
Yeah, strength with dexterity.
Okay. I'm free,
Yes, you are.
and I'll take the big boy risk of moving 5 feet away.
And this thing will take an attack opportunity. Does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Ah, lucky. Alrighty then.
What is it to hit modifier that I'm lucky?
11 plus 11.
Oh my
Dead.
god.
Huh.
Yeah. So as you free yourself from the tentacles that have wrapped around your leg, you kind of step back onto the railing, barely dodging as you see this massive tentacle kind of slam onto the deck in front of you.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright. This elite, he's just watching. He's not going to do anything. Tyrant.
Oh boy. A nat 1 for 0 on that dexterity saving throw.
Well, that's impressive.
Okay. That's 9 points of damage as well.
Lovely.
And
Right.
you two are restrained as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to use my action to try and free myself, and I'm free. That's 26 for athletics. Oh, I know it's a straight strength.
Yeah.
It should probably be enough.
Yeah, 26 is more than enough. God damn. You are free from your strength.
Lovely. And so the best part is it used this reaction on Landis, so can he? I don't think it can take an opportunity attack against me, can it?
No, it's already used its reaction.
Lovely. Then I'm going to start. Yeah. I'm going to move here and cast. Where is it? Spiritual weapon. Like Landis. And
Hey.
Where you gonna put it?
right up here. Like just behind this little kraken.
Mm-hmm.
And on part of the same bonus action, I can make an attack with it, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
You have advantage.
Lovely. Ooh. Lovely, I rolled the exact same thing. 12.
12 does not hit.
Well, then that's my turn.
Alrighty. With that, we move on to Yanni.
Yep, seeing his steel defender be knocked out, he's going to throw the musket puppet off to the side and pull out the spear with his bonus action. He'll activate his blade song, which, as opposed to the usual like creepy like music box type of song, is going to be a mixture of a music box and the soundtrack of Doom. And he's going to rush blindly into the tentacles. I don't know, would I make like a saving throw as soon as I enter the thing?
Yep.
Yes, you do.
I see. Let's see. Normal roll. Yep. And I think I am immediately restrained.
Yes. You take, let me do the quick roll here. 12 points of damage and you are restrained.
Yikes.
Is your character over Victoria? Because I don't know where he is right now.
He is to the south of the creature, and Victoria is a bit to the southwest. But
Weird, I can't see your token. Oh, there he is. He was invisible for a moment. The hell? Okay.
black magics. And restrain, you can't use actions unless I'm misremembering.
Can.
You have disadvantage on attacks.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Still gonna try and swing at it with disadvantage.
I think it cancels out with the other sailor, like at the top.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. It does.
18.
18 hits.
Sick. All right. And then with a booming blade on top of that, which is going to be an additional 5 damage. So 9 magical piercing and 5 thunder.
Alrighty. In your blind rage, you charge at the malformed kraken. You immediately get restrained by the tentacles surrounding the beast as they all grapple onto your legs and crush them a bit. But you don't care as you strike into the kraken, getting your blade stuck in the base of the tentacle. It screams once more as it's now looking bloodied. Anything else you would like to do?
That was my movement, that was my bonus action and action. I am officially done.
Perfect. We move on to Kraken. He needs to make
A con
his
save.
own and con and dexterity. He's got 2 things against him and he fails both. Shit.
Idiot.
Well, he is a tanky bastard.
Should have rolled higher.
Ah, nice. The tentacles didn't do much to him.
16 radiant damage.
Oh shit, but that did. Okay. Alright. He's not looking very good right now. Let me just do the quick math here. Yeah. He's looking worse and worse by the second. But no worries, no matter. What will he do? Hmm. Yes, it's going to use its action, get out of the tent. Ah, you bruh. Come on. Alright, well. Yeah, it can't really do anything now. It wasted its action. Guess we'll move on to the smaller thing. It, however, will actually drop its concentration. Let's see, what do I want to use now? Yes. I need to do some measuring here.
What an asshole.
What?
Centered on me. The first.
You are rushing up to it. I mean,
There are also people in its face. I'm not there yet.
I am fully aware. I'm looking at my options right now.
Okay.
That's a decent one, actually. Dark corners. If you point the object. Alright, no, not gonna do that. Instead, what it's gonna do is cast Chain Lightning, and it's going to strike the 3 sailors in front of it. So they all need to make dexterity saving throws, I believe. Yep. Alright. Oi, that was shit. Yeah, all three of those sailors are gone. Just poof. And with
Ah,
them being free, this thing try.
I mean, there's still the spiritual weapons.
Yes, but I can't really target those now, can I? It will run up there, allowing you two to get attack of opportunity.
Lovely. Well, I assume a 10 does not hit.
No, it doesn't.
Landis. Maybe I'll have
16.
better luck.
16 does not hit.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's me.
Alright. We move on to the sailors' turns. Just three blokes in one go. These oaks are gonna crowd up onto the sail, onto the thing. A few more will rush from below. Alrighty, let's see if the sailors can do a better job this time. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty decent. Oh wow. Not a single one missed. Okay. My apologies, I just need to do quick maths here. D. Alrighty. So the three sailors that rushed up to the malformed kraken all stab and pierce it with harpoons and spears, each one hitting a different tentacle, different part of the kraken, and it's now looking very bad. And so we will move on to Yuna. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm just gonna keep adding to the contributing whooping this big old guy is getting.
Alrighty, go ahead. 24 hits. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. And as always, is there anything else you would like?
She's going to move to just over here, and that's her turn.
Coolio. With that, we move on to Lily. What would you like to do?
Maybe we're gonna do some more punching. He really likes punching, you know?
Yeah. Remember, you do have advantage on your attack.
Oh, nice. Keep on forgetting about that. Oh, and I also forgot
Okay,
about the shift.
Yeah.
Okay, that's some decent. Let's just use another flurry of blows.
Let's just add more punches.
There we go. I did it right this time.
Alrighty. Uh,
26, 36, 50 bludgeoning damage. So 25.
oh yes, that is a lot. You are pummeling this kraken, tenderizing the meat for later. It is looking very, very bad.
And you'll just see like this wild look in her eyes as she just enjoys punching this thing. I imagine like the texture is also kind of like a punching bag, you know?
Yeah, it's not too bony. It's quite fleshy. Yeah, it's a decent punching bag actually.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that actually reminds me. You need to make a. Oh no, that dropped the thing. Shit. Okay, never mind.
Cool.
All right,
And that's my turn.
Lambus, what would you like to do?
This is my bonus action. I move my spiritual weapon 20 feet towards the small guy and swing at him.
Okay, let me just move it for you. I hate the small ones. They don't click or they don't highlight.
A crit for a whopping 11 damage.
Moving it behind the thing, or just next to it.
It's next to it, right here.
All
It's as
right.
far as I can go.
Yeah, that's. Goddamn. For a total of how much?
11 force damage.
Let me just check something. Let me check its resistances. Okay, yeah. Very nice. You move your thing.
And
Strikes the beast.
the next action I rush to the big guy again and attack him with my hammer.
Go ahead, roll the hit.
Damn, I am gonna need a hand with a smaller guy if he can cast fucking chain light.
Don't worry, I've already used it.
22.
It's one 6th level spell slot.
I assume it has a fifth that can fuck me up.
It does have other spells, yes. It does. Who knows what I'll use against you. Yes. 22 does hit.
For a whopping. Oh my god, it's a bad roll. 10 damage. Some magical bludgeoning, 8 magical bludgeoning, and 2 thunder.
Okay, not bad. It's damage. Alright.
And that's my turn.
Cool. We move on to the elite. I will say that he does seem somewhat interested in you, Tyron, and how you're going to handle the smaller one. He already knows that the big one is gone, so he's not interested in that one, but he's watching you, Tyron. As we move on to you.
And first order of action, I'm actually going to use my lay on hands entirely on myself. So that is just 25 to heal. If I'm going to take this thing alone, I'm going to need the backup. I'm going to actually get in range, and bonus action, yeah, spiritual weapon behind it, and hit it with that.
Alrighty. This I move, you bastard.
Does a 20 hit?
You know, it's going to use its reaction and cast
Ooh.
shield. So 20 does not hit.
Okay.
Anything
Let's
else?
see. I'm just going to threaten it. I'm gonna have your fucking head on a spike.
I'm glad you assume it knows how to speak.
Oh, I do not give a shit. It either understands what I said, or it definitely just heard a threat it didn't understand. Either way.
All right. So as you heal yourself and send your spiritual weapon to strike the beast from behind, you notice its two eyes on sort of the side of its head. One of them kind of just looks back, and before your weapon can strike, it almost hits like a repelling force. And so you get up in front of it and threaten it in your native tongue. Is that everything?
Yep, that's my turn.
Yanni,
I
what would
dare
you
it
like
to try
to do?
and fucking run.
Well, no tentacles around except for those on this fucker. So this wouldn't be a disadvantage. Do I still get flanking with the sailor over here, or is it dead?
So many advantages right now. You've got.
Let's go.
There's no point. You've got advantage on this thing.
Let's go. 15. Shit.
It doesn't hit.
Wah, wah.
Anything
Yeah.
else?
I don't think I can do anything. I can try to punch it. I'm gonna punch it.
Sure.
17 hit.
17 hits.
Deals 2 damage.
Out of frustration, you go ahead and just kind of punch one of the sort of dangling tentacles. It, you're letting off steam, alright? That's what you're
Pretty
doing.
much. Yep, yep.
Alrighty, we move on to the malformed kraken. I'm gonna need to make a constitution for it. Come on. What's your DC?
15.
It saves.
It takes half damage, I believe. Yep, half damage.
Alright, what's the damage?
A whopping 24, which is 12 then.
Oh, thank God. Alrighty. Even though this beast is getting constant barrage from all sides, as well as from above, you can see all of its tentacles just kind of rising up. And it's how many? Okay. One, two, and three. Yes, it is going to attack you, Lambus, the sailor above, and you, Yanni. Three. Lambus is 17 to hit.
Misses.
Yanni, 16 to hit.
Miss.
You're kidding!
Play singing.
Should have stayed dead.
I rolled a natural 1 for the sailor. I mean, bloody hell. I got a 6, 1, and a 5. Okay. Alright, Hmm. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can't do anything else. Bloody hell. I guess through all the pain and damage that this beast is getting, its tentacles kind of just thrash around randomly, missing all of its targets. Which moves us on to the smaller one. Now, what is a decent spell to use on you?
Guide.
How about hit me? Hit me! Hit me!
Yes. A bunch of its smaller tentacles just kind of gather up in front of it as you see a small ball of energy appear. Before you know it, it sends it straight towards you, forming a line.
Ooh, is that a ranged attack?
Yes,
Is
it
that
is.
a ranged attack at 5 feet that it might make with disadvantage because I'm in 5 feet?
It's you're gonna need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck that.
It's the bad kind of ranged attack.
There is
hang
no
on.
one else in this line. Goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that one sailor, but he's just out of it.
Let's see, is there anything I can do?
Actually, wait, before I do that, I can move him there. You will get an attack opportunity, Lambus.
Yep. A 16 will miss.
Yes, a 16 will miss. Okay, I can get 4 people in this line. Alrighty. So once it releases this ball of energy, a line of lightning just strikes across the ship. I'm gonna need Tyron, Lily, and Yanni to all make me dexterity saving throws, as well as that sailor.
Well, I've already rolled one from earlier if you want that, or another.
Did you roll this one on this turn or much earlier
This
on?
turn.
Okay, we'll use that. What did you get?
Okay, 14.
Oof. Alright. Let me just make sure. Is it half damage? No, on a half damage. Alright, Yanni, what's that absorbent element?
I can use my reaction to halve any like elemental damage that I'm taking, which I'm assuming this is lightning.
Yes, it is lightning. Yes, lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm. So even if I fail my save with a 13, I would still take half damage.
Yes. Alrighty. So, Tyron, you take 36 points of lightning damage, and
How much?
36.
Okay, I'm still alive. I'm
And
confident I can get.
Lily and Yanni, you take half of that.
Lily's down.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put that X over your character though.
Found it. There we go. Yeah.
Ah, perfect. Coolio. Let's see. It only moved 4 or 5 feet. Yeah, I think. Hold up. Let me actually check something. I don't want to be cheating you guys. Okay, yes, the Kraken would also be in range. So let me roll for him real quick. Okay, and the big Kraken is dead, as it was struck by the own. Now, how do I put the X over this thing? I want to learn that now. Ah, there we are. Alrighty, and this thing will spend the rest of its movement running to the rim of the ship.
Well, I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Everyone's just measuring towards this thing. It's scaring me.
No, it's I don't assume it. No, it didn't. It didn't disengage, did it?
It did not. You get an attack opportunity.
With both myself and the mystic weapon, or just one?
One. One of
Okay. Okay, actually, 17, but I'm going to use my channel divinity to make that 27.
Well, it already used its reaction, so it couldn't save
Lovely.
at all.
So
But yeah, 27 hits.
that's 14 slashing damage. That, I'll reiterate, is magic.
Mhm.
8 fire, and I'll use a second level smite on that, so that's another 3d8 radiant.
Damn, okay.
19 radiant, so all in all, that's 22, 41 points of damage.
Okay, wow. With this one strike alone, you do insane amounts of damage as your blade is able to cut really deep into the back of this small little crack, and it is still scurrying away to the deck of the ship, trying to get to safety as quickly as possible. Anything else you would? That the end of its turn. Then. I thought it was your turn for a moment. Jesus.
Nope.
Alrighty. With that, we move on to the crew. None of them would be able to get to this thing. So I'm going to go straight on to you now. What would you like to do?
Gonna try to shoot this thing as it tries to run away.
Go ahead.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 14 does not hit. Anything else? Or no?
I'm just gonna move, and that's it.
Alrighty. Lily, make me a death saving throw, please. Oof. Alright, so that's one fail.
Oof, indeed.
No worries, I think you'll be safe. Go on.
Hopefully.
But got a massive dead kraken in front of you, while there's the tiger girl
I
unconscious.
use my action to move the moonbeam 60 feet right on the escaping creature.
There's someone dying right there.
Okay.
He's just
And then I use my bonus action to cast. Where is it? Healing Word. Is a bonus action.
Alright, go ahead, roll.
You get 7 HP back, Lily.
Can I ask you this? Is your spiritual weapon concentration?
It is not.
Okay.
If you're using 1D&D, it is.
Yeah.
Not. Alrighty.
But I heal Lily, I move the beam, and I move up here and end my turn.
You end your turn. Alright. I could be a dick right now with this elite. I really could.
I mean, it would be in character.
Oh no, that's my kill. That is my kill.
And the nice thing is he is just within range. um
Maybe he'll miss, who knows?
no,
Doubt it.
that's his movement.
Yeah, I know.
Do you really think he'll miss? Probably has
Nat
like
one,
4
Nat
attacks.
one, Nat one, Nat one. Come on.
Yeah,
That one
alright.
he throws his fucking sword into the water. It's like, well, fuck.
Alright, well, just seeing the small beast running away and having no faith in you, Tyron,
Bruh.
the elite is going to, I'll say run, yeah, gracefully run along the side of the railing as he gets up to the beast. And let me make the first rolls for this. Should be this one, yeah. Alrighty. So that's 1, 2. He got 2 hits on this thing. With a okay, wow. Okay. So Tyron, as you chase this beast towards the railing, you see the elite running across with his great sword in hand. He swings it sort of inward to the ship, hits the beast with the flat side of the blade, causing it to fall back onto the deck of the ship, and stabs his sword into the thing. You can see ice actually growing on this small little kraken. It is still alive, but barely hanging on. I mean, like, barely. And that will end his turn. What would you like to do? Hello?
Oh, I was fucking muted. Yeah, hi. Yeah, so only one thing to do. Would I get advantage for flanking?
It's not really flanking, but the thing is restrained because it does have a blade stuck into it.
So would that
deck.
count?
I'm pretty sure restraints attack
Yeah, it
rolls.
will
Yeah,
give you advantage.
yeah, you do.
Ah, lovely.
Take it you failed on your hit.
Oh, I just rolled and I got nat 20.
There's no
Okay,
need to roll damage.
I'll use my
How-
reaction.
I would like
make
to.
you
I would like to
reroll.
roll damage just anyway.
All right. Well, how would you like to do this?
Just approaching it. I look at it down. I look down at it once as it lies on the floor. Then I spend the rest of my time looking straight up at the man in shining armor as I just bring down my greatsword, burning in fire in contrast to his icy blade, straight across its neck, severing its head.
Alrighty. And with that, we are out of combat. As this thing is beheaded by yours truly.
I said I'll have its head. I am the man of my word.
The elite casually pulls out his blade, the ice that had formed around the body shattering to pieces. He slowly walks back to the bow, takes his seat.
Oh.
Alrighty. Before you guys is a somewhat gruesome sight. Bits and pieces of the ship are sort of singed and burnt. Thanks to the snow, it didn't allow the lightning from both these creatures to catch the ship on fire. But you can see basically where the lightning had struck the wood of the ship, especially the small one with its lightning bolt. 2 corpses lay before you, as well as the 3 corpses of the sailors who were pretty much fried to the end. What would you guys like to do?
Is you did cast that healing word on Lily, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are alive, Lily. Alright, so Yanni, you're going to repair Victoria, I'm assuming.
Correct. And he seems like phased out. Like all the sound of combat and everything else is just drowned out as he is focused solely on repairing his steel defender.
Everyone else?
I'll rest. I was injured heavily.
I'm going to just pretty much dish out for cure wounds for whoever needs them.
Alright. So who of you would like healing from Tyron?
I have my own, thank you.
I have a total of 35 uh, hit points to go around to heal.
And I heal myself with 21 back to full HP.
Goddamn.
Yeah,
Okay.
rolled pretty high.
Actually, you know what? I should probably heal myself too. I'll take 10 off that. I was down to 6 hit points, so I could have died.
There is a bit of a pool of blood at Yanni's wooden feet, but he doesn't like, register anything that's happening around him.
Would like to ask if, well, I'd ask if you'd like one anyway.
There would be no response.
Well, don't force a cup of tea onto someone. Lily, Yuna, any of the sailors?
The sailors, those that are surrounding the beast, are actually perfectly okay. But the three above you, they are long gone.
Yeah, they're just dead.
Yeah. Alright. Yuna, as you search this malformed kraken, the only real form of value you can find on this thing is the tentacles, but a lot of them are damaged and sort of unfit for actual harvesting. However, there is one tentacle that you can find which you can harvest. So you can add
Do so.
one large tentacle to your inventory.
You shoving that right in the black bag of holding.
A few of the sailors go ahead and check the smaller kraken as they pull it a little bit further onto the deck, just to make sure the body doesn't go off overboard. And not before long, he calls over to you, Tyron. Guy in the suit of armor. Hey,
just walk up, look at him.
I had a look on this thing and I cut it open, and I think you deserve what's inside. You are the one that killed it. As he holds out a somewhat large pearl. This pearl seems to fit snugly in the sailor's hand.
Just take it and look at it, look back at him. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Celestial Pearl.
In the aftermath of the battle, the crew get busy trying to fix what they can to gather up their dead. And unlike what they were expecting, unlike before, where there was a nice, vibrant energy, they were excited. Now there's just gloom amongst the sailors. As it seems fate cannot give them a small rest. Captain stands proud at the hull as he yells out to everyone, "Do not let this discourage you, my friends. They did not die in vain. Nor will this stop us. We are so close to our destination. There is no point in feeling this way now. Let us rather look forward and know that the worst is behind us." His speech doesn't really inspire that much, but the sailors do acknowledge, and thus they get back to work, mostly trying to do what they can. As for the elite, he is meditating at this point. Nothing more that he will do besides watch. And so, I ask you guys, what would you like to do?
They'll probably be helping, just doing repairs to the ship if needs be and moving bodies, but after that, would we be able to get a short rest?
Oh yes, most definitely.
Lovely.
Anyone else?
Just resting. Nothing special.
After Victoria is returned to full capabilities and she moves around again, Yanni would take some short time to heal himself finally, and some time to rest and recuperate.
Alrighty. And so this day carries on like all the others. The sun finally setting on the horizon, the crew retiring for the night. Everyone except the captain goes below deck. You all find yourselves in your cabins. For the misfits, before you close your eyes for a nice cold night, you hear a voice coming from one of your bags. A voice arguably you are familiar with, and at this point not really welcomed, as one of your sending stones coming from, oh, what was her name now? It's been so long.
It's either Lou or Law.
No, not those two actually. Remember,
Oki was the one.
Rookie, yes.
Rookie, yeah.
Just hey, noticed you guys haven't given me an update. Mind doing that already? as I said, unwelcome.
Send a word count. Can you? What was the order a guard that's with us is a part of?
Oh, the dude in white,
Yeah.
elite. Just he's an elite. That's all you need to say.
Okay.
And where's my ambient music now? I had it just here. There it is. Oh no, that's horrible. My apologies.
Okay, 25. There we go. Okay. Yanni would reach for the sending stone with his sister's permission to reply back.
Oh, please. I don't want to deal with her.
Oh, you know, I just love to deal with her.
You get along so well. Have at it.
I know she loves me. Close to Nelores, accompanied by an elite, met new members. You can boss them around once we return, and status update on the situation of Darin.
Alrighty. You send that through.
Mm-hmm.
And of
we'll
course,
have to wait for the next day for the report back from her.
yep.
Una will turn to Yanni and be like, "Hey, at least she did finally get the stone from the twins, because we were definitely not getting anywhere with them."
Well, we're getting our wins whatever we can, can't we?
Alright. And I'm assuming none of you are going to be doing anything before this long rest.
No.
Actually, I didn't think of this earlier, but Una would have tried to see if any of her arrows were recoverable.
Okay, you can do me a investigation check. We'll say that you remembered just before you meditated that your arrows, you still have quite a few arrows out. How many did you shoot this game? Shot 4, right?
Let me look. Started with 17 and now I've got 14.
Okay, so you've shot 3. Alright, with a 21. Yeah, you are able to find one that is in the big one, and another that is stuck to the side of, or the stuck to the side of the railings of the ship. But the other one you cannot seem to find at all. Best you can assume was that you shot it overboard. Alrighty.
That's fair.
Oh shit! Just remember that Yanni is also a wizard. Could I try to extract any sort of ink out of the fucking kraken thing?
An ink. Okay. Sure. You can try. I'm gonna ask you to make me a survival check in this case.
Alrighty, Roo. 11.
With this massive beast, you are unfamiliar with its autonomy. And so when you try to cut into it, you're more so just blindly trying to be careful, but basically blindly cutting into this thing. And with one slip of the blade, you cut a piece of flesh and see all of the ink kind of just pouring out.
And I'm too slow to like gather any, as it's wasted on the deck of the ship, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever tried getting water on the floor into a bottle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alrighty. And with that, you all take a nice long rest after a tiresome day. The crew, some of them, late at night, had gotten up to pay their respects to their fallen. And so they have a small sort of funeral while the rest of everyone slept. In the morning, there is still a gloom about everyone, or a gloomy atmosphere over everyone, as you try to have high spirits from yesterday. The sailors, it's almost impossible, seeing how they've lost quite a few of their friends over this journey. Yanni and Yuna, you were almost subjected to losing one of your family members. As Lily, I'm not sure if you've ever had a near-death experience, but
It's a good question.
because I'm pretty sure that would, if not, then that was your first time. So it's hard to have a cheery atmosphere about everyone, especially with this elite doing nothing else but sitting and staring. Only really seemed to get in the way or act when the creature was about to escape. His presence is an unwelcomed one right now, but there isn't anything crew can do. So
I usually just make.
Hmm?
We're not. She's. She's wise enough to know about that people are probably upset. The question is whether she's intelligent enough to not go and confront him about it. So let's just do that.
Yeah. I'll leave this one up to you. It is your character, so.
No, I think she might. She's just like a very blatant kind of person, I think. So she'd go up to him, just stand in front of him until he like acknowledges her.
As soon as you started getting closer to him, his eyes were locked on you, so you already had his attention.
She crosses her arms and says, "People are very upset with you."
That may be your point.
It you being here is kind of like not great right now. You know what I mean?
If my presence bothers the crew, then they themselves can voice their opinion. If they do not, I will not act.
Are they really brave enough to do so?
Is this a question out of character?
Well, I guess, but she would probably ask it to him as well, like kind of like a rhetorical question, just to say, yeah, they're probably not brave enough to do that, but you know.
Well, it doesn't really matter if they're brave enough or not. If they want me gone, or off the ship, they will ask. If not, then I will remain.
Are you sure you can't just, go sit somewhere else for a little while?
No,
Why?
because in this spot I have a clear view of the entire deck without
And
any.
why do you need a clear view of the entire deck? Are you
For
stalking someone? That's kind of creepy.
uh,
I can say that's kind of cringe.
yeah, that was. If you haven't noticed, I am an observant person. I am not stalking anyone. I am just
Well,
watching.
I am very observant too. Very observant indeed. I could easily just take your place for a while people cool off. You know?
Trying to convince him to swap places.
I'm just trying to convince him to just go somewhere else, so I guess you'll try and convince him that way.
I'm gonna ask you to make me a persuasion check, but just know that the DC is high.
I know.
Ah, I told myself 18, but you get 20. Alrighty. He watches
in
you.
I was just gonna ask, is this in the middle of the day or like while everyone is asleep?
This is late morning.
Okay.
After. Sorry.
How long till we reach the land?
So by the morning of tomorrow, you would have reached land. So you would reach it in the middle of the night.
Okay.
The elite stares at you for quite a bit, Lily, as almost pondering whether he should accept your proposal. You do have a way with your words, and you do pose a good argument. So after a fair bit of thinking and weighing his options, he stands up. Remind me how tall you are, Lily?
I think she's like 6 feet tall or something.
Alright.
But she thinks she's short.
He stands up, surprisingly looking down at you, not by much, but he's about 6'5". He looks down at you without even looking towards his weapon, pulls it out of the bow of the ship and sling it on his back. I expect you to be very observant of the ship.
She nods.
With that, he turns around, walks along the bow, and just before he takes a step off, ice forms underneath his foot, and you can see him literally just walk to his ship on floating ice.
Oh wow.
Alrighty.
She'll sit in his spot and sit like in the exact same position as him. I don't know how he was sitting, but she'll make a point to just sit like that.
Legs crossed, arms in lap, back straight.
She'll do that, but after like 10 minutes, she'll probably get bored and just like put like an arm on her leg to rest her head on.
Hmm.
You know, like straight up fist, rest cheek kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get.
Alrighty.
And
interesting.
with her being observant, literally with the feet, her passive perception is 23, so hopefully she'll catch anything that needs to be caught observantly.
Alrighty. Really quickly, Tyron, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, come up and just, how the fuck did you manage that?
Kate, he's talking to you.
Ooh, sorry.
You might
just
wanna...
came up, just came up to you after you convinced him to leave, just watching the ordeal and just, how do you manage that?
I just asked nicely. Kind of nicely. I think I might have been a bit aggressive, not really. I just told him that people are a bit upset and it might be a good idea to, you know, go somewhere else. And I said that I can do his job for him, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And then he was like, okay, cool. And then he left. On floating ice. That was pretty cool. I feel like Tyron is very surprised at how persuasive Lily can be.
Yeah.
I mean, good roll.
Yeah.
You just asked him.
Basically.
Huh. Well. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, just to make real sure, is there anything any of you guys would like to do during this day?
Just use the sending stone to let them know that I'm 1 day away from destination.
Alright, cool. They just acknowledge your update and encourage you to continue. Alright, I think we'll move straight on to Lily with your passive perception. So, are you going to stay there the entire day?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
I feel like she mostly spends days just staring at stuff anyway, so.
Your companion comes to you, lies in your lap, kind of in a snuggly ball,
Oh.
as you spend your day watching the crew. At first, you have no idea what the hell this oak was observing with these sailors, as they were just walking around, doing what you would expect a sailor to do. As well as the party, the party isn't really doing anything out of the ordinary. They're just helping around the ship or watching the horizon. But soon you started to realize thinking and putting yourself. Actually, I don't know if you're. I'll say it either way. You're an observant person. Started to realize that maybe he wasn't observing the actions of everyone, but more so the people themselves. Most likely studying them almost. As you start to see small little differences between everyone. For instance, one of the sailors, even though having both perfectly working legs, has a very small limp, not really noticeable unless you actually pay attention, like limping across the deck. If another sailor kind of sneezing on a regular basis, it's these very small details that you start to pick up, and by the end of the day, you realize that he's observing everyone's weakness.
Strange.
Hmm.
Why?
You ask yourself why. I can't tell you just yet.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Is he wanting to like kill everyone? I hope not.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Anyways. With that, the day comes to a close. Those who wish to stay up during the night would see that the seas are very calm, although there are still quite a few large plates of ice broken apart by the Nelora ship towing you. And before long, you see lights on the horizon, followed by a dark outline looking like mountains. About an hour later, during this night sail, the moon has reached its peak, and your ship has finally come and docked aboard, or no, has finally come and docked at Greymouth Port. And that is where we'll end the session for today.
Oh,
All right.
Hope you guys really enjoyed that. Gonna be
That was
honest,
really fun.
I was scared of killing one or two of you with those two guys. But I'm glad y'all made it out of it.
Surprised we didn't like get to level 20 before reaching land.
That reminds me, you guys do level up.
oh, sick.
Hey, nice.
And now we can begin the tours of Neloris. Ha ha ha. Oof.
Think I will be sadly skipping out on the beginning of our Neloris journey as I'll have exams coming up. I don't think I'll be able to attend for the next like 2 or 3 weeks ish, at least.
No worries. We'll, depending how many people show up, we'll still play, and I'll just update you after every session what happened, basically. All right. Well, thank you all for coming. I really enjoyed that session. If there's anything you'd like to let me or to notify me of, please do not hesitate to slip me a DM. But yeah, I'll see y'all next week.
Alright. See ya.
Just.
See ya.
See
Bye.
y'all.
Later.